Oh, now we're
He's
talking,
not.
baby.
Son.
Let's go.
Stop. Cotton Sun.
Cotton
Anyways.
Sun.
Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craving something scary.
Hello, Sidney.
Killjoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Night Watch Zone.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Get up!
The collective has spoken.
Yo, what is up? We made it after a lengthy discussion backstage to make sure we're in the right order. We're here, ready to rock and roll. For you guys that are in the chat, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. A big blanket hello to everybody. Holy moly, we got a lot of people in here.
Beautiful.
We're gonna get to you guys as much as we can. And also, if you have any questions or theories, obviously talking about Scream and Scream 7 and so forth, throw them out and we'll get to as many as we can. If you send a super chat, obviously you will be in line first. And speaking of which, Ben's starting off quick. He said, let me jump to the front of the line. Thank you so much, Ben. We appreciate you, bro. My guys, how are you? This is my take on Scream 8. A good Ghostface is taking out a cult of bad ghost faces, revealing them throughout the runtime, but this vigilante is never unmasked, shaking it up. Holy crap. Let's start off with this one. This is exactly what I was talking about. Jake, let's start with you. What do you think of this? We got a Batman ghost face.
I pitched this idea with Sam Carpenter and everybody threw tomatoes at me. So Ben, welcome to the dark side of the Scream fandom. Let's do this, baby, hand in hand.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Like, yes, hell yes to that.
Yeah, I like it. What about you, Fate?
I think it really just depends on the execution, right? I mean, you know, I don't hate the idea of Sam coming back. No, I'm just stealing Jake's thing. And everyone's like, that's great. Hey, I love it. Just because Jake's takes are stupid. No, I'm joking.
They are pretty dumb.
Wow.
No, but in all seriousness, right? I had to throw some fuel on the fire. But no, in all seriousness, oh, my drink. Thank you, sir. I need something to drink. I need
to get a delivery, bro.
Look at this. You know, it's like DoorDash, but better.
Wow.
That's why you got to have kids. You know, you just
collective
bring you
riding
stuff.
high. You get your kids to do that?
Absolutely.
Hold on a second, man.
Immediately. You know, no, you just said it. I was like, oh, I need something to drink. And boom, delivery. It's better than DoorDash. No, but in all seriousness, no, I don't hate the idea. It's just about execution, right? Like something that I've thrown out that people seem kind of hot and cold about is like, I don't hate the idea of like if you are going to bring back Stu, like a redemption arc, right?
Yeah.
Like I talked about, like, I just think that'd be such a better route because you don't have to explain as much, right? Like if he gets out of prison in 30 years, right? It's like, it took you 30 years to come to this conclusion to start killing people again. But if like he wants to redeem himself and he goes and tries to protect, like how poetic would it be if he saved Tatum? You know, he went from killing Tatum in 96 to like saving Tatum. And I think you'd have like that dynamic of like Sidney, you know, and Stu. Like Sidney's never going to trust Stu. She's never going to forgive Stu. She's never going to like Stu. But like Stu kind of doing it for himself and try to save the day. And then he saves Tatum. I think you have like that like emotion from Sidney.
Yeah.
Like you could add to that and have him taking out, like, what if he like dedicates his life to taking out Ghostface, right? He's like, I'm never going to be able to like fully redeem myself, but let me do something right. And he just goes and starts taking out Ghostface all over the place. Like that'd be kind of cool. Like, I don't hate that idea.
You know, okay. I think that, yeah, there could be some fun in that. Again, like you said, it's got to be execution.
Right. Like, yeah, like that could be stupid.
It really could. That's what I'm thinking, man. The word stupid just kept like pounding inside my mind. Like, I don't know. But I will say this, and we talked about this even for 6. and I still think it'd be a great idea leading into 8, is that if you had more than one Ghostface group, it could just be 1-to-1, or 2-to-2 or 2-to-1, whatever, but they're not working together, and you have one that is actually like foiling the other Ghostface. Let's just call it team. That sounds cheesy, but that's what it is. Side, team, whatever. And I think that could be some fun, because then the whole question is, why are they doing it? You know what I'm saying?
My only problem with that, though, is like, it's really hard to sell in a small town. Right?
True.
Like, if you're in New York, sure. If you're in New York, it's like, I mean, think of how many people are in New York. I mean, all three of us could be Ghostface killers and never run into each other, right? Like,
we are.
Like, you're in a small town with like 1,000 people. Eventually, Knight's gonna be on my kill list. Eventually, Knight's gonna be on Jake's kill list. Eventually, Knight's gonna have me and Jake on his kill list. So eventually, we're gonna do the Spider-Man thing where all of us, and it's probably sooner rather than later, given that it's a small town. Like, I just don't think, like, because I get that all the time, and I'm sure you guys do too. Like, the comment of like, oh, I really want a Ghostface versus Ghostface, which I don't hate the idea. I just think you can sell it in a small town environment, which is what we're getting for this. Like Woodsboro. What is it? What's the town that we're going into?
Pine Grove.
Pine Grove.
Okay, thank you. I was gonna say Fallbrook, but I was like, that's not the town, that's the hospital. Like Fallbrook's supposed to be this other small town. Like, it's just it's a hard sell when it's like there's only 10 characters. Like, how, like, eventually they're going to be trying to kill each other. Go ahead, Jake.
I will say that was my theory for Scream 6 when we thought it was a Core 4 movie again. Not like if this was New York in the snow, like a lot of us thought Scream 7 was going to be at first. I think that could have been the movie we would have gotten, but this, no way. Like, no, if we're going back to small town USA, that's also affecting the story. We're going back to simpler Ghostface murder mystery, where I feel like Scream 6 was a lot more grandiose, and the setting reflects that.
Yeah, it definitely reflects it. And we were talking about how, the thing about 6 was it was grandiose, and you had almost this, I don't want to say action element, but, like, it was a lot of, bam, bam, bam. Nobody died, but it was a lot of bam, 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 and I think that, but I think that with this film, it looks like they're really pulling back, and it's obviously a more personal story. And I think also that hopefully will make it scarier. Have those moments where you really kind of like, ooh, and you have the hairs on your neck stand up. So we'll see. But last thing I want to say about Ben's super chat theory is, I think what would be cool if there is a cliffhanger into 8, a continuation into 8, I honestly would love to see somebody get away, like one of the Ghostface killers get away, and then in 8, we do have a little bit of a POV, some things that is kind of coming from their perspective, which of course they were going to do that with Jill. And I think that would be such a fantastic thing. I'm not saying the whole movie is through the perspective of Ghostface, but I think, just some of it, and kind of give us that side of it. I think that could be such a fun movie and something so cool and different. So
that's what I would love. I love the idea of like a Ghostface being revealed from the audience perspective, but not the character perspective.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't even have to be Stu. It could be, Asa, right? Like, his character turns out at the end to be a Ghostface, but like, don't have that be revealed, right? Like, I would have loved if they would have continued with Scream 6 into Scream 7, like Danny. Like, what if Danny was involved the whole time, right? Like, that would have been such a cool thing. And like, but you were to the audience perspective, but Sam is still clueless. So he's still sleeping in bed with her. She thinks, she's sleeping with the enemy, so to speak, but they don't know. Only we know as an audience. I think this is such a cool point. And then one last thing I want to add to what Jake added about the snow thing. All I want is like a Scream movie set in a snowy setting in like a cabin. Like, I thought this would have been great for that. Like, Sydney's home gets attacked. They fuck off to a cabin in the woods somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and Ghostface tracks them down. Instead of that, let's do Scream 8, where Tatum ends up, doing the thing, saving the day, wants to go with her friends to a cabin. She gets fucking stuck in this cabin, goes there, tracks her down. People start dying, but there's a crazy snowstorm, and Sidney has to try to travel through this storm to try to go save her daughter. Like, that'd be great. Like, and you don't have to have Sidney in the movie a ton because she could be traveling most of the time. Kind of like what they did in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer with Ray, where you had like these dope ass scene moments where he gets like, attacked, his buddy dies, all this stuff, and it's like this journey to try to go save right? Like, but then in the end, he shows up to save the day. Like, like you could do something like that. I love the blood to snow aesthetic, right? Imagine Ghostface with just the white mask, snow falling, just blending in the black background with all the snow, and you just see like the mask, like the eyes and the mouth part. Like, you could do just such cool shots, man. Like an chase scene through the woods where somebody's like trekking through the snow, right? Like, there's so many cool things you could do. Like, I really want that. I really want to scream in like the snow. But anyway.
Yeah, I agree, man. No, and I'm actually surprised we haven't gotten it yet, to be honest with you.
That's why it frustrates me that
it's been talked about for years.
Like, you have so many opportunities. In all seriousness, like, you have so many, like, it's why it frustrates me that we keep recycling things. There's still so much we haven't done in a Scream setting, right? Like, I would rather them blatantly rip off another movie or another franchise, but it's new to Scream, than just keep ripping off your own self and just like painting it a different color. Like, it's still the same image. Like, you just
even Seven's kind of doing, like, I mean, we're in small town USA again. We might as well be in Woodsboro. Like, it doesn't matter that we're in Pine Grove, Indiana. It's the same place. It's small town USA, snowy cabin, tropical setting. Like, any of these things would flavor a Scream movie in a totally different way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and that's why I think, they need to do something like really cool, like that POV, or like Fate was saying, the snowy setting. That would be so awesome. Something where like Ghostface has to interact differently, or even like we just on Saturday night we were talking about this. Check this out, guys. And shout out to Julie and Sarah. Check it out. Okay, what if, because we saw the TV spot, we've seen the trailer, and there's no way that anyone in the known universe didn't see Mark get like punched out. The ticket was punched, bro. So what if that happens right in the beginning of the film, early in the film, and he's left up in the attic and Sidney doesn't even know, right? And I mean, that's why we saw it in the trailer. That's why he's wearing the same damn outfit on the poster. He gets punched out quick, but that's not the big thing. The big thing is, I mean, it's basically like an homage to Black Christmas. You get what I'm saying? Now that, I like that, because that's a different tactic for Ghostface. And that would be cool to see Ghostface doing some new stuff, attacking or stalking differently. Like, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about, like a new flavor. It still can feel like Scream, but it's pushing the envelope more, because again, anybody can be Ghostface. Yeah. You guys could be Ghostface and I don't even know it. You probably are. Shit.
Well, the other thing with Ghostface is like the whole thing is that they should kind of be horror movie fans, right? I mean, like, that was like Billy and Stu's, that was like part of their whole thing. They're like, watch a few movies, take a few notes, like they were literally mimicking things they saw in horror flicks. I kind of wish more killers would do that in these Scream sequels. I feel like we don't get as much of that as we did in the original.
I agree. It would be nice to see that. Well, Ben, thank you so much for that super chat, man. That really sparked a lot of conversation. We appreciate you. We also have Talking Star Wars coming in hot. Thank you so much for the super chat. What if we have 2 opening kills? The first being the Airbnb couple, and then a fake out or actual kill in Pine Grove. Wow. Okay. Jake, let's start with you on that. What do you think? Could that be a thing for us?
Well, I wonder if we got to do some catching up with Sidney. I mean, if you think about it, it kind of has been a long time since we've seen her, like in terms of like where the story is. A lot of people are wondering, is the kid in the stroller Tatum, was that her back then? Was she a baby and now we're flashing forward like that much time? I don't think so personally, but I do think some shit has passed. We're learning about like her home life versus where she kind of just showed up in Scream 5, you know, to kick some ass and shoot through some doors. So I for me, it's like I kind of want like after the opening kill, just a little moment of peace, a little moment of exposition to learn what's going on in her life. Because really, I feel like the last big update we had on Sidney was Scream 4. And you know, that was a very long time ago. So I want a little bit of exposition with what's going on in Sidney's life, how she decided to marry, of all people, Joel McHale. You know, I need answers.
I know
Not even
why,
Mark,
Joel.
just Joel.
Yeah.
Joel.
Yeah.
This whole movie, Jake's gonna be in the theater, just like
We're all gonna
Joel.
be mean mugging Mark,
A little bit, dude.
right?
You're
Oh
not
my God.
Kincaid.
You're not McDreamy. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
like ugh.
You mother. I love it. Fate, what do you think? If we might get 2 opening kills, or do you agree with Jake, or what?
I do agree with Jake. Like, I just think there's so much that we need to kind of digest here and go through, right? Like you know, like we talked about in the last stream, right? Like we need show me, don't tell me, right? Like we need some real character development, some real story. Like my biggest concern is that they fumble Tatum the way they did Sam in Scream 5, right? Where like census was like that wasn't very good, right? Like yes, she was better received in Scream 6, but I mean most people, or at least in our neck of the woods, just didn't really seem to, you know, like even the people that try to like justify her were like, yeah, she wasn't great, but like and I didn't hate it. I was a fan of it, but like you want that final girl to hit. Like
You do.
like you know, like Jill hit, you know, Sidney hit, right? Like Sam
Allison in the Halloween films hit.
hit, you know what I mean? Like you need Tatum to hit. You don't want, you know, it to kind of be divisive almost. You want it to kind of like there's always going to be the people that, you know, like, oh, like she sucks. And then there's always going to be the fans that, you know, because she's Sydney's daughter are just going to gravitate towards her regardless. Right. But like, I'm talking about like the general, like what is the general consensus? Right. Like, and I worry that you start doing too much, like away from, it's like, hey, instead of actually developing and growing the story and characters, let's just add more carnage. Right. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, like that's great for some films, you know, like, but something like, you know, Scream, we need to get back to developing these characters, especially with 8 planned and so on and so forth. I don't think 8's going to be where they stop, right? Like you need to do something. So again, I don't hate it depending on how quick it is. I didn't hate the kind of drawn out opening for Scream 6. That was actually one of the better parts in my opinion, but like it just I think there's too much you need to unpack in this film that to focus on. Like keep the focus where it needs to be. Go ahead.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that this film, number one, will go in that direction to have more character development, more time to spend with, like you said, Tatum and Sidney to kind of build them up? So number one, do you think that's going to happen? And number two, do you think that the fan base will expect that, because it's kind of reversing what we've seen as a trend in these films, because each one seems to become more grandiose, more bombastic. So like if this film had a vibe similar to, like, let's say the original, where we only get a couple of kills and we spend a lot of time with the characters and build them up and so forth, do you think that the fans would be happy with that?
Yes, if the kills are memorable, if you build, because like part of the reason 96 was so great is because we gave a shit. You know, it's like it's my biggest gripe with these characters. Like they keep killing characters, but it's like why do we care? Like Vince, like other than him being like this weird creepy dude that likes high school girls, like why do we care? Right? Like you know, like even Wes,
Kyle Gallner.
Yeah, exactly.
That is kind of what I was thinking too.
But like even Wes, Dylan Minnette, outside of him being Dylan Minnette, why do we care about Wes? Right? Like I mean, like we didn't get the real like gravitas of these guys. Like you look at, you know, even Principal Hembry's kill like was at least memorable, right? Like you know, they even have like that nice like kind of loop around to get everybody out of the house by straining them up, and you know what I mean? It's just like it's like little details like that like keep those kills lasting in your head. And Principal Henry wasn't this like super fleshed out character, but it was like just enough to where like we felt like we kind of knew him. He's a little edgy for a principal. He's over here chopping, these kids like, oh, like how would you feel if I hung you up?
Face.
Yeah. Literally tells them exactly the way he ended up dying, which means Billy or Stu were listening. Like, it's just like, it's like those little details are the things that really kind of hit. So, I would almost rather a smaller kill count.
Yeah.
To properly flush out what you need to flush out. I do have a little more optimism because of Kevin Williamson, and he is really good at character building, right? Like all of his films, even the films like I haven't really liked, right, from him, is character the characters at least like have some purpose, right? Like kind of like even like Sick. Like Sick wasn't really like it was like whatever, but like like his character, like you took time to kind of get to know them a little bit, right? Like there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying you have to like spend an hour explaining all this stuff, but like just sometimes like you need to just take a little longer to there's nothing wrong with like taking an extra beat. I mean, think of how much you can cram in to even like a minute, in a movie.
Yeah, it's true.
Like just take your time kind of pacing it together, right? Like I mean, I say it all the time. Scream 96, original Scream. I mean, there's like 10-minute sequences where nobody dies. Like it's just dialogue and like people interacting with each other, but you don't even notice it because the pace and the characters you fall in love with and stuff. So I want to get back to that. Get back to the storytelling. Right?
I agree.
Instead of just like, hey, here's a bunch of here's Ghostface shooting a bunch of people in a bodega. It's like, yeah, that's a cool scene, but like, what about the characters, right? Like, I'd rather almost take that out, build Annika and some, Mindy and Chad and stuff more, and then kill them in place of those bodega people. And we're all like, damn, like I just got to know Chad and he died, right? Like how much more impactful that would be. But anyway, what about you, Jake?
Well, I just think Scream 6 is the best film in the entire franchise. So if they do anything, similar to that,
they gotta mimic that.
If it's just Scream 6 again, then I'll be happy.
Let me tell you how
if it's close to the original, though, oh no, screw that. Who likes that film? No, they figured this franchise out in entry number 6. Damn it!
It's all the meta commentary.
It is,
poking fun of itself. That's what it
is.
Yeah.
Jake,
I really came around to that.
Oh Jesus! There we go. Jake, how many kills, if you were to guess, how many kills do you think we're gonna have in Scream 7?
I do agree with Fade. I would rather them, lower the body count, focus a little more on the characters, especially because we have such a bigger cast this time around. But I genuinely do not think that's what's going to be the case here. I really think I'm joking, but I do think it is going to be a Scream 6 situation again, where it's like we're kind of just killing a lot of nobodies, and a lot of these like main characters are just kind of bulletproof to being totally fine throughout. I said it from the beginning. What
do you think it'll be more Scream 6 where it's like the NPCs, or do you think it'll be more Scream 5? Like I think it'll be more Scream 5 in the sense, we're like Wes. You didn't really get to build him. Like, it's just like, hey, don't forget to take your pepper spray. Like outside of that, you didn't really get shit. Vince,
the reason that though I think it's going to be like Scream 6 is because we have a ton of like actors who are like kind of just being announced to be in the film. It's like, what's up with this? Like this Kyle Winters dude. Have you guys heard about this at all?
No. Yeah.
So there's this like guy from Pennsylvania. Like he's been in like one other thing. He's also a part of the Scream 6 cast. His local news station from back home ran a whole article about it, and I talked about it in a video today. Rumor has it he's in a singular scene, which what does that tell you? He's probably just going to get axed by Ghostface and that's going to be it. That's total NPC energy. That's total Scream 6 energy. So I really believe this is going to be Scream 6 starring Sidney Prescott opposed to Sam Carpenter. But I think there is going to be like some energy of Scream 5 where there's some underdeveloped characters. I'm guessing like Sam Reckner, Asa Gurman, these people who are also going to die pretty early on, but they are going to be presented as, main characters or potential Ghostface suspects when really they're just there to be meat bags. So I'm hoping that they get enough personality in there for you to care or you to suspect them. That's to me like something that movies like Thanksgiving or Bodies, I feel did so well before axing off some of its characters. So if they can find a little bit of energy like that, spend enough time with these folks before they get killed inevitably, then yeah, I think it'll work. But it's so many damn characters, and we're learning about even more characters now. I don't know. It's going to be Scream 6 again.
I'm hoping
It's a lot of damn characters, man.
Yeah, that's my concern. I'm hoping that this is again the setup film. Like my hope is that like we have a bunch of characters because they're trying to film Scream 8 so quickly that like you have 20 characters, like 12 of them are going to carry over into the next movie, right? And then you'll have like a couple like randoms, but like you'll kind of pick up. So you'll have like 10 deaths.
Yeah.
But like the other 15 characters are going to carry over in the next one, and this is just kind of a part.
That'll be like what they did in the Halloween trilogy, because we had characters that we saw in the first film and they weren't really focused on, and then in Kills, that's what I'm hoping. They come in. Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I don't think that's what they're going to do. But my hope is that that's kind of thing. Like this is the setup film for the next one, and because supposedly they want to start filming Scream 8 like in April, right? So like,
right.
I mean, they gotta. I mean, I would imagine they're gonna go, unless they're already casting people right now and we don't know about it. You would imagine that a lot of those characters are gonna bleed over. My concern is that like we're just gonna get some NPCs, but I also think it's gonna be a lot of just like underdeveloped characters that end up getting killed, and it's so disappointing because like you have so much opportunity for like red herrings, right? Like Vince would have been such a great red herring. I mean, he even looks like Billy, for crying out loud.
He does.
It's like, is that the obvious killer? Is that the guy? He's a weirdo. Like, nah, it's too obvious. And then have a scene at the end where it's like, oh, it's him, and then really it's not. He gets taken out at the last minute. Maybe he's the live scene, right? Where everyone thinks it's him and we're all like, oh, it was him. Like, okay, so that's the obvious one. Who's the not obvious one? And then, you just get boom, right? Like, like, isn't he a weirdo, like type thing? Like, I just think that would have been Danny. I mean, we've talked about Danny in Scream 6. Like, that would have been, instead of Kirby being the red herring where all of us just knew it was total bullshit, like, why not use Danny? He's too perfect. It's like almost off-putting weird. Like, what if he just snuck through the back door and then he gets taken out by the double Ghostface and dies? Like, that would have been that would have been such a better scene, better sequence. You actually could have killed him, right? And it's like, oh, it's Danny. And then really it's not. He just gets butchered. And we're just like, oh shit. Like,
that would have been good.
I keep feeling like these movies just keep missing because they just want to just pump the gore. And it's like, that's great. Like, I want a badass Ghostface. I want a brutal Ghostface. I want a dark.
But you could have a brutal Ghostface.
You could have both
and make it count. Yeah,
Yes,
You could have that Ghostface that stalks, that does some new things, but it's actually kind of terrifying. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be gallons of blood that they're throwing around, but just the way he operates, and it could be something that's very fresh. Like, and again, to give credit to 6 in the beginning when you have Bailey killing Jason, in that moment, I was just thinking, wow, you had a Ghostface killer right here, but then this one is the one that's making a statement, and that vibe was kind of scary. And I wish I could have had that same feeling. I mean, I did have it at times throughout 6, but I'm just saying in 7, you could truly project that type of Ghostface killer, and that's what I would love to see.
Kill people in blocks, right? So like build these characters up, and then like for example, the scene with the in the bar or coffee shop, right? With Celeste, Mindy, Chad. Like, what if you build those characters up and then like we don't get a kill for 10 minutes because you're developing dialogue and all 3 of them just die? Like it's just a bloodbath. Ghostface comes in and just fucks shit up. Like that would be so, like we'd all be like, whoa, they just killed Celeste. Oh, Chad, oh my God, no, right. Chad. Like, no, he's going to give the thumbs up at the end. And then Ghostface just like slits his throat or something at the end just so you know he died. Like, we'd all be losing our fucking shit. Like, we'd all be like, what is
I'd be losing my shit right now if that happened. I love Chad way too much.
It would be, but like, that's the thing. Like, So you could literally have another 10-minute sequence where nobody dies, and then just have this dope ass like memorable sequence where like Celeste just gets taken out. Chad. You think Chad's gonna live, and Ghostface makes sure. Like I'm gonna show like Mindy watch, like and then Mindy's like crawling, like trying to get away, and Ghostface just comes over, like stabs her through the head or something. You want to talk about carnage? You want to talk about like oh shit scenes? You could do that and just do it in blocks, right? Like like you what appears to be Asa and Tatum running away from Ghostface together. Take out Asa and and Gale at the same time, right? Like Gale comes, save the day, and just boom, go another. Like that's how you find out there's a second Ghostface. Just stabs Gale through the neck or something. Like we're all just like, dude, what is happening? You have a dark, brutal, no bullshit Ghostface with just like block kills. So it's just like boom, 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 boom. But you've built the characters enough to where we actually care. You know what I mean? It's just like I'd rather that than you just like here's a kill. Here's a couple scenes. Here's a kill. Here's like
a quick poke. Like, there we go.
Like,
like
no, give me some. Give me like a.
I like a quick poke, Knight.
Wow. I'm just saying. All right. So look, real quick. Let me get to the chat here a little bit too. We got some more super chats coming in too, and we also got Ghost in the Dark saying the Scream 7 billboard is now up in LA. What do you think about that? Oh, I'd love it if it was up around where I'm at. Have you guys seen a billboard up in your areas?
I've seen the LA one. No. It's Ghostface with fire in the background doing this shit. It's cool. It's awesome.
You gotta love it, man. I mean, that's good. I love it. Let's see. Who do we have? Kelly is coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much, Kelly. Much love. I saw an ET interview with Scott. He said he was on set even though he didn't get the script. Now I think we may actually get a flashback. Thoughts? Ooh, Jake, let's start with you because I know you've had some big thoughts about this and the possibility or not.
I would actually be upset if we got a flashback scene with Scott Foley, Roman Bridger. We're rewriting history. We're telling you this happened when we never knew about that, and he didn't see a script. That's you know what I mean? That's like so haphazard. That's so we're just gonna throw these characters in a room and see what happens. Like what? I just cannot fathom a reality where that happens. So truthfully, I think it's a bummer to say this because Kelly, I wish you were right. I wish you were dead on, like spot on. I don't believe in it, sadly. I think that we're probably going to be seeing some deep fakes. Like that's kind of been the rumor that like there's going to be AI deep fake commentary here. I think we're going to see these characters, whoever our ghost faces are this time around, like deep fake themselves to make them look like Roman Bridger or Stu Macher, and they're going to FaceTime Sidney. Now, is that going to work? I'll be honest, it sounds super goofy and dumb.
Doesn't it?
Sadly, I think that's what we're doing, though.
Okay, but listen, this is one way that maybe it could work because and I've said this once before, we're assuming this is, Sidney, all of her faculties and so forth. What if for some reason, I don't know, she wasn't necessarily herself, whether it was like, I'm not saying a drug, but I guess maybe something like that, or maybe this is after Tatum gets abducted or something like that. And there's, a little bit of, I don't want to say blackmail, but you get what I'm saying. Like, what if it's used in that sense? Like, I don't see them using that if she's totally like 100% with herself and ready to rock and roll. And then all of a sudden she sees someone deep faking Roman and that would even phase her. I think she'd be like, nah, dog, you're dead. What's up? You know what I mean?
Because that's what sounds like. It sounds like that's the goal, to traumatize Sidney more and put her in a place where she's not, thinking perfectly straight or whatever, not believing things are actually as they seem. And I don't want to, I know some things about the movie that I'm not going to share, but it just seems like that's the goal of all of this, like the AI tech being utilized, the deepfake stuff. And I'm just not loving it. Like that, to me, I don't know if that's going to show that Sidney is traumatized. I'm worried that's going to make Sidney seem like old lady Sidney who's getting fooled by AI videos on her phone. You know what I mean? Like I'm so worried it's going to come off that way. That's not going to work. That's just not going to work to me. That's going to kind of bum me out. That's going to just make me sad. I want to see Sidney Prescott kicking ass, not being fooled by videos on her phone,
Right.
And the whole point is she's supposed to be so far removed from all that, right? Like, did the hallucinations and struggling with reality in Scream 3. the whole point of Scream 4 was her stepping out of darkness, right? Being, you know,
into light.
being that badass bitch again, right? Like that's what I want to see. Like, you know, and then Scream 5, she's not like struggling with that. She's in there kicking doors in, shooting through doors, like ready to hear shit. Like to then go from that to like her struggling to know what's real or not. Like I think that's stupid.
They'd have to find a way to make that make sense.
Yes,
if they were doing that.
I think you can, like, I think you can with it, not necessarily like if it's about, to me, it's about the intention. Like, is the intention to be like, you know, like Jake said, like trying to like manipulate Sidney, or is it just to fuck with her and taunt her? Right? Because like the whole point of this is I'm burning down the past. I'm, you know, or like, you know, it's all coming down. Right. So it would make sense to like, hey, I'm going to taunt you. Like, yeah, you know, Roman's not alive. Quit fucking around. Who is this? And it's like, oh, you know, I'm the ghost of your past. Like, I'm coming for you, Sidney. I'm going to take, like, you want to talk about like, to me, it's about the dialogue. Like, what is the purpose of it? Right. Is it to like, is it like a symbolism for family? Right. Like, you know, like, oh, Tatum never got to know her uncle, but don't worry, he will. She will.
She will. Know what I mean? Right.
You know, like again,
you kept me from my mother, but I'm not gonna keep Tatum away from me.
Like it's like if you're just using it like where Sidney like quit playing games. It's just like it's Ghostface's way of taunting, right? It's like the new, you know, like phone, like trivia phone call, right? Instead of that, because like Sidney's not gonna play those games, but what might keep Sidney on the phone? Like seeing her brother, right? Like, okay, like, you know, this isn't new, quit messing around type thing.
Right.
Like, to me, if they're trying to like create this illusion that like, you know, oh, it's really Stu, and then it's Roman, and then it's Dewey, and then it's like, you know, like she really believes all these people are alive. Like, it's stupid. But like,
that's why I'm wondering this whole aspect, like, you know, if
it's like Gale, where, you know, it's something like, you know, like Gale gets a phone call from Dewey and he's like, you know, the last thing that I saw was your phone call, you know, you distracted me and I died. And it's like,
see, that works.
How does Ghostface know that? Like maybe there's a tie into that, you know, and it's like little taunts, little things, or, you know, like just things that like, just like, it's just a ploy. It's not like Gale doesn't believe Dewey's alive. It's just, you know, it's me just messing with you. And in this, I'm burning it all down. Right. I've gone through the greatest hits. Jill. Right. Like, you know, maybe you could have saved Jill if you were around, but, you know, like, you know, type thing, like, you know, just stuff like that. Like,
I just feel like it's going to come off like the Sarah Michelle Gellar scene. And I Know What You Did Last Summer in 2025, where I'm just like, this is completely unnecessary. Like this
and I love Helen Shivers, bro.
I know.
It was just
dude,
to have her
I
in
do
the
too.
movie. That's literally the only reason.
Oh my God.
It was
and like, what if they, like, we've been making this big stink about Stu coming back. We've been talking about Matthew Lillard and, you know, Scott Foley being a part of the movie. And what if it's literally just for no reason except for fan service? Like, that is it. They're just there to be like, you guys remember these pretty cool killers from the other movies? We're not going to have them in this film, but we got these guys from the past, you know? My head's going to explode.
This is like a ticking time bomb that could go off so hard. Like, I told you guys, well, I'm concerned too. Real quick too. Let me jump back to the chat. Sarah's coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much. The queen herself. They could so easily make it a winter movie by just setting it over the holidays. They're all stuck together. Black Christmas vibes. Hell yeah, man.
Exactly.
I would love that. I think it would be so cool. It adds a whole nother element, you know, when you have nature involved. And like you were saying, Phaeton, and I know Jake feels the same way, it could be so cinematic. It could look so great with Ghostface and give us that fresh take that we want. And thank you so much, Sarah, for that, and also helping out in the chat. And by the way, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps us out. We appreciate it. We got Kate coming in. Thank you so much for the 5. Hey everybody, thanks for all the good times talking Scream 7. What's everyone thinking about Angelina from 3 coming back? Now, let me just say this. I'll start off on this one. First of all, I love the whole Angelina thing. It's like such an awesome discussion to have about 3. Do I think it's going to happen? Not really. Although I think it would be cool to kind of have that other tie to 3 other than Scott, especially if Scott's really not doing nothing in this film. Like, maybe that would be a door to open up for Angelina to come back. But I'm not really thinking that she is. I'd love to see it, though. I really would. I mean, hell, we even talked about the possibility if Emily Mortimer was recast, you know what I mean? And then, Angelina pops up and does whatever. I wouldn't be against it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Jake, what do you think?
You know what? I've been teasing it, and every time Angelina gets brought up, I've been telling you guys I got a big stink that I want to make about this character and turning her into Ghostface. I'm gonna do it this week. I'm so serious. I'm feeling it. I'm like, you know what? This is the time. This is the place. My honest to God thoughts. We were just talking about having Stu go through some sort of redemption arc. And if there's any character who I kind of don't want to see vilified, I think it's Angelina, just because of what she kind of represents in Scream 3 as a character. I don't know if that would be, again, maybe this is a totally different version of the character. Let's say if she shows up in 7, but I just feel like to turn her into a ghost face, that might retroactively ruin some themes of Scream 3. And that's a controversial subject that I would want to, if I'm going to talk about it, it's going to be a scripted thing. But what I'll say is I just feel like I feel like Angelina, she's the character that if she does come back, if she is revealed to have been a part of it in some way, that's the character you say was being peer pressured. That's the character you say is now trying to do things to actively undo those shitty things from the past. So I'll go deeper into this in a video later this week. That's how I'll finish that.
All right, Fate, what do you think?
You could to piggyback off of Jake, like her whole thing was she wanted to be a star, right? Like, she fucked that pig Milton, that was the whole thing. That was.
But don't you think turning her into Ghostface would send the wrong message? You know what I mean? She's a victim.
Well, yes, but that's the whole point, right? Like she was a victim from a Hollywood standpoint, right?
Yeah.
She was a victim from a Roman standpoint, right? Like Roman what does Roman do? He manipulates. He manipulated Billy. He manipulates Angelina. And you have you could either go the full circle route to where, she, like you said, a redemption where maybe she's trying to salvage things and take out Ghostface or whatever. Or she was so kind of almost radicalized that she continued the mission because it's I want to be the star. I need to do that. I need to take out Sidney. I need to she was a victim that was, essentially just ultimate, just radical, fully radicalized, right? She's fully adapted and bought into the goal because of how tortured she was. It's dark. It's fucked, but it's reality. I mean, that, you want to talk about meta comment. I mean, that's commentary right there for you. She's been so radicalized by just her traumas of the past and how Hollywood manipulated her. And then Roman, had plans for her. If I die, you need to see this through type thing. And she just kind of continued the path type thing. Rather, what's more likely, that she's going to continue the path because she was so brainwashed by Roman, or that Roman dies and she's like, all right, good. Whew, I can get out of that now. No, more likely than not, she's probably going to continue the mission.
She was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, interestingly enough, there's this movie from, I think it's 2014 called Starry Eyes. Have you guys ever seen that before?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
It's almost exactly what you're saying, Fate. It follows an actress who is abused by a Hollywood executive. It's totally Harvey Weinstein coded. And she just goes down this dark path of thinking that that's the only way she can get roles. And it's a really tragic story. It's kind of an artsy, fartsy film, Scream isn't necessarily that. You know what I mean? I feel like with Scream, because this is a term I've heard about it, which I just think is so funny, comfort horror. To go down
that too.
I love that. I think that applies to Scream so well because it does have this horror aesthetic, but it always ends happy and triumphant. And you know what I mean? There's always some sort of positive spin on Scream that has this feel good energy about it. I feel like, especially now that the Weinstein Company has relinquished the rights after everything that came out about them, I just feel like, the positive spin on that you can have is Angelina goes down this redemption arc. I think, again, in a different franchise, that could work. I'm not saying it can't. I just feel like for Scream, I feel like you could send a good message about everything that has since come out about the company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess that's just my thoughts on it. I feel like it's a really tough thing to handle, especially after everything we've learned about Mr. Weinstein, and I hope he rots in prison.
There you go.
Which is why I don't think they would ever go that route. If I'm being like, I don't think they'd want to bring Angelina back because I don't think they'd want to touch it. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those like, like this could blow up in your face type thing.
Yeah, too risky.
It's too risky. People are gonna look for any opportunity to kind of twist that, especially like the boycotters and stuff. They're gonna like
Right.
So I think if you're if you're the studio, I think you don't even touch it. But I do think that there are interesting paths to that. Like, I think that there's like almost like a, like if you did a what if series, like what if Angelina was the second killer in Scream 7? Like it doesn't mess with the canon, but it just kind of like, hey, here's its own thing. But
That could be cool. I could deal with that. Real quick too, we got Sarah coming back in again saying, I'm over the cannon fodder. Make me care about them. It's so true. I mean, I do think that this film will do a much better job about us getting closer to these characters. If you think about especially those first 4 films, you just loved these characters. Even the new characters that were brought in 4, you had fun with them. You were interested in them. Judy, obviously Jill, I mean, it's just Kirby. It's just like, wow. And, I think that's important. That's important DNA for a Scream film. And I think they need to get back to that. And I agree with you guys from earlier. I would be fine if we just had a few kills, 5 kills, but we spend a lot more time developing these characters, and they have these scenes that you could like call out just like we could with those first couple of films, whether even the cheesy moments like Derek, singing, and you got Mickey,
Just like
hyping them up, but still, but like we can have fun with that. At least it's a moment where we can, you know what I'm saying? Like with 5 and 6, we don't have as much of that, especially with the characters on the peripheral, core 4, sure. Yeah. There's moments we can call out, especially in 6, but yeah, we need
a lot of
more
it
that.
a lot of it is forgettable, right?
It
kind of
a lot of it just goes to the wayside.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with the pace, right? Like I said, it's like they're trying to cram
So much.
And I understand we're in like the TikTok era where it's like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were recently talking about, like, I don't know if you guys saw like their clips and stuff were going around where they were like, when we're talking Netflix is like, hey, in this movie, you need to explain the plot 10 times because people are going to right? Like, so you need to understand that people are going to be on their phone when they're watching. So like, you need to make sure you explain the plot a couple times. Hey, yeah, usually, like, he was like, we used to make movies, you have the big explosion at the end. Now it's like, hey, in the first 10 minutes, can we have a big explosion to really capture audiences, right? Like they were saying,
Keep
it's
their
not
attention.
You can't really pace things out anymore like you used to because, we live in this society. And again, maybe it is a consumer issue as much as a studio issue.
Yeah.
But like, I just feel like with these Scream movies, they're constantly trying to like, here's the next thing. Like they don't let things marinate, right? Like we talked about, like with Dewey's death. You didn't let that marinate. You had the moment with Gale, and then like that zoom in, and then like that's it. Like you kind of move on to the next thing. Other than like, no, let's see what Gale's or Sidney's reaction is. Let's see kind of a little bit of the aftermath. But you can take, a little time to just let things simmer. You don't have to like move on to the next one. I mean, Casey Becker dies and we spend 10 minutes talking about it, right? But it actually furthers the plot. Like we were talking about with Scream 5, where it's like they're all standing around, sitting on the, chilling, all cool. Everyone's dying, and they're just like, yeah, oh, Wes, your girlfriend,
right.
Like, oh, there's Vince, the creepy guy. It's like, what does any of this have to do with what's going on right now, right? Like. Again, they're trying to pack so much into it. They're trying to introduce this character. Oh, here's the love interest. Oh, here, and it's like, instead of just pacing things out, show me, don't tell me, right? Like pace stuff out, take your time. Like if it's good and you're keeping us engaged, people are gonna stay engaged. Like, the greatest movies of all time are all 3 hours plus. Like, you're telling me people don't want to sit and listen to you actually explain shit? Like,
Well, the greatest film of all time is Scream 6, and that's only 2 hours and 2 minutes. So I don't know if I agree with that. But
Oh man! All right, so real quick too, we got another super chat coming in. Silver Princess, Roman is the strongest ghost. Bye.
strongest
Roman,
ghost? Yes.
Roman is kick ass. I can't wait to see the possibility of maybe seeing him in this film, and we'll see. Hopefully it won't be the biggest disappointment, but thank you so much for that super chat. Eric is coming in. You forgot to hit the like button. Oops. Yes, if you have not hit the like button, please do. It would really help us out a lot. Let us know that you enjoy the conversation, and thank you so much for doing that, Erica. It's very kind of you to send in a super chat to say that. We got Zork coming in. $10 super chat. Thank you so much. It makes sense for Roman to be the one Ghostface that still haunts Sidney to this day. He is the only one who tried to frame her and made her believe she was literally hearing voices in her head. Ooh, Jake, what are we thinking?
There's so much about Roman I love. I really like. If he wasn't her secret brother, he would be way higher up on my list. I love Scott Foley. Did you guys see that TMZ video with Scott Foley signing all the shit, and the dude brings a knife?
Just taking pictures.
Yeah.
He's like, of course I'll sign your knife.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, of course. And like his bodyguard or whatever is like, dude, don't bring that next time. Right? Like, it's like, what are you doing? Like,
right.
And the guy's like walking away 3 times, and people keep asking one more thing. He's like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, yeah.
He's a class act, man. I love Scott Foley. So I can't hate on him. It's really just the writing around his character that I'm just not crazy about. But everything else, like what Zork's pointing out here, totally rocks.
Yeah, I mean, he really got to Sidney, and that third act, that finale, it was badass. It really was, just seeing them go head to head, and like you were saying, Faye, Sidney was she's just badass. You know what I mean? Like, here she is dealing with Ghostface, and I'm just over this shit. Get to the point already. And it's like, man, that was just so cool. It really was. Thank you so much for that, Zork. We appreciate you, man. We got Rebel with a Cause coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much. I think when Ghostface says they are not hiding this time, it's because he or she is a former survivor. That's why they use the deep fakes as well. Ooh, Fate, what do we think? Is this a possibility? A former survivor?
I mean, there's only like 2 or 3 of them.
Well, there was a bunch of them in 6.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Like, I don't think it's like, unless it's Mindy and Chad, like, again, who could, like, it's probably like Joel after all this stuff. It's like, haha, after all these years, it's,
right?
It's Kenny.
Kenny.
He lived.
Kenny lives.
Kenny's brother. It's like, I don't know. It's like, again, unless it's Leslie or Christina or somebody like that, somebody that we know of but we haven't been introduced to yet. Like, it's not. I don't. Martha Meeks, right? Like, it just, again, who would be that survivor is the problem. Right? Like, everyone that survived wouldn't be Ghostface. Like, are Chad and Mindy just randomly going to become Ghostface now? Like,
oh man, there are a lot of people that are. I mean, just the other night I was talking about it with a bunch of people in the chat, talking about Gale, man, Gale becoming a Ghostface killer or being a part of it or what have you. That would just
way
be
too
like,
far removed.
Yeah, it just seems so bonkers.
Like it made sense in the first. That's why like Scary Movie was so great. It was Gale and Dewey. Gale and Dewey were the duo, right? Like it made sense back then. That's why. And there were theories about that and all that stuff, right? Like back then, and that was pre-internet, right? Like it's just now it's like we're so far removed. Like, she just 30 years later decided to kill her ex-husband. Like, like it's just, she 30 years later is decided to go and, team up with the Meeks twins. It's just, I don't know. It's just, there's too much that just you wouldn't be able to justify and make sense. Like,
I agree.
Dewey would have made more sense than Gale. And I still think that would have been stupid, but there was, there's more argument that like, anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. What do you think, Jake?
About just like previous I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Well,
I lost the
chat was with previous survivors, and also this theory that Gale could be a Ghostface killer.
Yeah. Again, I think if it was Scream 2 or Scream 3, yeah, Gale totally could have been a killer. I mean, she was very self-centered. I think in a way she profits off of these murders and massacres. So to, propagate them herself secretly. Yeah, 100%. I could have seen that happening then. Now she's just a different character. Like, I just don't think it would make sense now. Same thing with most of the survivors. I mean, even if we are tacking on Mindy and Chad, I don't think they have a motive. Like,
Yeah,
they might
I don't
be,
think so either.
They might be characters that maybe the fan base like doesn't love as much, but I just don't see like what's their motive to come to random ass town to kill Sidney Prescott, someone they've met like once,
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe if it was around Sam and Tara, you could formulate an argument, but with these characters, I just don't see it happening. What I will say though about past survivors becoming killers, that to me would be a great way to do it, some sort of cliffhanger. It is like have someone like have like a brutal Scream 7 where a bunch of people die, one random new character lives, and then they get revealed as the killer in the next one, pissed about who so and so dying in the previous movie. That would be a cool way to do it, where it's not like we're trying to figure out who like a killer who doesn't get unmasked throughout a time, because we would figure it out. Like if they end Scream 7 and only one of the killers gets revealed and the other one's still out there or something, we're gonna figure that out. But if it's something like that, where it's like we're setting up this entire new story based off of the events of this new film, that could be something that keeps us guessing.
It could. It really, really could. Thank you so much for the super chat. Seriously. Real quick too, I just wanted to throw up, we haven't had a chance to talk about the TCM poster here. What do you guys think? It's totally a callback to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Welcome to Woodsboro, where the past never dies. Or does it? Fate, what do you think of this poster, man?
I mean, I love the little history nod. I wonder if they're, I would kind of rack my brain around, like, I even made a video about like there's a lot of vintage with this, a lot about the past, a lot about drumming up the past. I mean, even the classic title card in red instead of blue in this one, and then now you get this old school poster. I mean, they're clearly cluing us into something, right? Like it's something about the past or something vintage. So I'm curious because I don't think Creepy Duck design, or Creepy Duck or either one, they're both the same, but I don't think that this is their last. But did they really just do one poster where last time they did like 20? I think we're gonna do another one. So I'm curious to see kind of like what is the next one,
Yeah.
We need character posters, dude.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Where are those?
Yes.
Seriously. Dude, the movie's gonna be here we're a month away.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're a month away.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In all fairness, they are marketing the movie a lot more. They did like that UFC fight this past weekend where Ghostface showed up. They're doing a lot of big things. Billboards, this cool ass poster. For me, I feel like this is just a reference to what was on the marquee in the trailer, like at the theater. We see Texas Chainsaw Massacre is playing. Now, could that be some sort of big clue as to who our killer is this time around? Is it a family of killers?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
Is literally their motive to eat Sidney and her daughter? Now that would be something.
Oh man. But look, here's another question, because I mean, obviously, and we haven't really talked a lot about the first poster. Do you guys have a preference between the two? Because obviously this poster, we were talking about this the other night, this poster is so reminiscent of the whole floating head thing that we've seen. I kind of dig the other poster a little bit more, man. It just it has more, I don't know, it's just more organic. What do you guys think?
It has more thought into it. Like this just I mean, this is just Scream 6's poster filled in. Like this is just, I mean, these are just these are the generic code. This is the Marvel posters. These are this is just the same old poster. Like, it's cool. It stands out. Like, they're dope, but like, it's just like the other one, there's real thought into it. Like there's real creativity. Like this is cookie cutter. Which again, sometimes cookie cutter's fine, but like, I appreciate the effort.
I agree. And again, maybe that old school poster, like you said, Jake, once we see this movie, I'm gonna be so curious. Do you think that there's the chance that they pull off some really cool shit where when we look back, we're like, oh man, it was like right there in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there a possibility for that?
That would be great. That's exactly what you want from a
Of
Scream
course.
movie. You know what I mean? Like, there's even things about the character poster, not, you know what I mean? The poster you just showed a second ago with all the different characters. There's even some things on there where I'm like, could that be a clue?
Yeah.
Like, if you look at Celeste O'Connor and
everyone's on one side, people are on the other side. Like,
Yeah. Well,
Celeste
survivors and victims. Like,
Celeste O'Connor and Joel McHale are both kind of looking at Anna Camp's character. If you
looking
see what
right
I'm
at
talking
Anna
about.
Camp.
Yeah, and they're both on different sides of her, looking right at. It's like, is that a clue? Is that just nothing? Is that just a coincidence? I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to find out though if there is any of those clues. I would love to go back through the marketing, and make some videos.
There haven't been in any of the other Scream movies though. Like we've
really
all tried
like
to make
there hasn't been anything.
No,
Really?
as far as I know, and that you think that would be a big talking point, right? Like, and we have it. Like we all had the original Scream post. Like we all tried to like this must have meant something. Like, and it did it. Like, remember the character posters? Everyone had a ton of theories, right?
Yes.
Why is Tara?
Why the knife
Why
was
is the
one
knife
way?
over here? Why is all these four characters have the knife pointing this way? These four, characters, and
that was
it didn't
fun.
mean anything. Really, there was no context clues, which is disappointing because I think there should be. Like the whole point of Scream is a whodunit mystery. Why not have it in marketing, right? Like I love like the TikTok, the Sarah account or whatever, right? Like giving us detail, like we're at a party, but like that didn't even really tie into the film. It would have been cool to kind of like. Obviously, you don't want it to have key points because people that don't see it, you don't want people missing out. Kind of like the Stranger Things, where it's like if you didn't watch the play, then you didn't know half the shit.
That's right.
You don't want it to be like that, but like cool little subtleties, like this poster. It's like Jake was saying, two characters are looking at Anna Camp, right? Like, what if that's the clue that Anna Camp's the killer? And it's like you can go back and look at the poster and be like, that did mean something. Like that'd be really cool. But as far as I know, there hasn't been any like key clues into the Scream stuff. And I feel like if there was, we would have known about it by now, especially our neck of the woods. You know what I mean? Everyone tells us everything. I mean, I'm always getting messages and stuff like, did you see this? Did you hear about that? They're like, oh, did you hear like this thing? Like, I don't think we'd not know about it by now, unless it was that hidden. No one's figured it out yet. Like, but I mean, you have people that literally dedicate their lives to that shit.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Ethan for a second as well, because as you guys know, I'm sure a lot of people know. I mean, he auditioned for '96 and didn't make the cut. I guess Wes was kind of like, no, we're all set this time. Jake, let me start with you. What do you think Ethan is all about in this film, if you were to take a guess?
Well, I'm guessing he's got to be from the Fallbrook Psychiatric Hospital, just based on his like white medical scrubs that he's kind of wearing here. I'm guessing he's got to be some sort of doctor or some sort of prominent character that gives us maybe some information about the past that, again, we didn't know. I mean, if this is connecting back to Woodsboro somehow from 30 years ago, this is a character who's either working at the facility or is working around somebody who is somehow connected to the original events that we are just finding out about, maybe. Or maybe it's Stu who's still alive somehow and we just didn't know about it all this time. But point being, I think he's the guard. He's the guard that's leading the way, dumping some exposition, talking to Sidney and Gale, who are also there. Yeah, possibly fate. Any idea on Ethan? Are you agreeing with Jake or what?
Like the obvious, like the overly obvious route would be to make him the killer, right? Like, Scream 90, like, now you get to kind of fulfill your thing. I'm hoping he's kind of like the old man in Friday the 13th type thing, where it's just like, don't go to the work. Like, I'm hoping he's
the harbinger.
Crazy Ralph, dude. Yes. Scream needs one of those.
Give me somebody like that. Like I in a perfect world, he's somebody like that where it's like, he's there to basically, like Jake said, give you some depositions, give you some information, give you some details, maybe lead you down a rabbit hole, maybe even like throw you off the scent. Like maybe he doesn't have involvement, but he doesn't want, like, he knows the patient that escaped isn't really the killer. So he's throwing people off the trail because, it's like, that's suspicious, but it's just to protect him because he knows like he didn't kill these people, it's somebody else, but they're gonna use him as a witch hunt. I hope that there's more depth to his character rather than just like, I'm the crazy doctor that's gonna kill everybody. Haha.
Right.
I was the one that infiltrated. Like, I can just see, like, we're gonna find out he's been working there for the last like 4 months. He just moved there. He's the doctor, and for this patient that escaped, and and then in the end it's gonna be like, oh, it's too obvious, and then in the end it really is, and it's like him and Anna Camp, and like Anna Camp's son or something like that. It's like,
oh hell, Anna Camp's son.
Anna Camp's son.
Well, she has I don't like. So that's the thing too. Like we talked about, is Anna Camp the obvious route? Are they really gonna have Anna Camp? If assuming that's again, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that's the obvious choice. If she really is, if it really the obvious choice is Anna Camp, like you're telling me she's gonna be the killer and her kid isn't? Like her kid just has no idea that she's like. I don't think that they would do that. I think if she's the killer, her kid's going to be the killer. So there's 2 killers right there. And then it's just like, who's the third one? Or is there a fourth? Or how like, do they do Stu and he's the reveal at the end? And, it's Anna Camp, Anna Camp. And then, Ethan Hembry and Anna Camp are really fucking on the side. And like, that's how they know each other. Right. Or like, that's the dad to Anna Camp's kid. And we just don't know it type thing. Like, that's revealed at the end. Like Jake said, it's a family affair. Right.
Yeah. All these ghost faces are fucking, man. What's up with that?
Man. It's
what's
like,
I mean, you're already murdering it. You're probably that
reminds me of that.
You're already geeked up on a Tuesday night. Just
reminds me of that scene in Jurassic World when Chris Pratt was talking about the dinosaurs. God. All right, real quick too, man. Joshua coming in saying apparently there are reshoots happening according to Nerdbox's stream last night due to leaks. Have you guys heard about that? I mean,
no.
a lot of films do reshoots, but I mean, we're 4 weeks out.
So, dude, I don't believe that. So they said the same thing in Scream 5, and they didn't reshoot anything. They just said that to try to throw people off the set. So
I mean, it's so late for that,
It is, yeah.
4 weeks.
Yeah. And the only thing I could think of is they already shot, like, they did something where they shot like 4 different killer reveals, and then like, yeah, they did something where they like shot like 4 different killer reveals, and they just need to kind of touch something up real quick. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, we can just to the end type thing. So, like, oh, they figured out it was Anna Camp, so we got to do somebody else. But it's like, it was obvious from the beginning, stupid. Like, I just don't trust these people enough to change it. Like, do they really care? Like, Scream 5, the entire movie was leaked months before, and they didn't change anything. They leaked it themselves. They told you spoilers were themselves, right? Scream 6 did a better job. This movie, again, obviously there's always going to be spoilers and stuff like that, but like, every film has been the obvious choice. Are they now just not going to do the obvious choice? Like, I don't think you need leaks to figure out that it's Anna Camp and her kid. Like, again, I don't know if it really is. I haven't seen the leak, luckily, so far, knock on wood. But I'm like, I'm hopeful that like they do go a different route. I just don't trust them they've gone the obvious choice every film. So
but do you think that Kevin can like pivot that a little bit?
But Scream's always been obvious, right? They've always had.
True, but I mean, making it clever though, because I think the great thing about, especially the original,
that's where I think the twist will come in. Like, I think the killers, usually the killers are obvious. It's the twist that is the.
I mean, Mickey was obvious. Billy was obvious.
Yeah,
right there in front of us,
literally, Randy told you it was Billy, and then in Scream 2, Randy told you it was Mickey. Like,
right.
He literally said, "That's the killer, everybody." But it was the twist, It was and a second killer. No, up to that point, didn't have the second killer route. And then you had Mrs. Loomis, Jake's favorite, right? That
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that was the next
Jake,
thing.
you
And then-
need to get a poster of Mrs. Loomis and put it behind you just for the fun of it, man. Seriously.
I'd be too pissed off, going into work every day. If I just see that, I'm just like, oh, just something awakens in me. No.
Right. Well, hopefully
Ohio man murdered 5.
He
He's
bought
a
a poster
YouTuber.
a few days ago.
Well,
He
hopefully
was a
it can
good
have
kid.
that
I don't
type
know
of-
what happened.
He's a good Ohio kid. Love that kid. Hey, look, all of us will be like, I never knew that this could happen. He was always so kind.
He was so good.
He was so good. Oh man. But no, I do hope it is clever because like you said, we saw these killers right in front of us. And in the original, we went back and forth on Billy, and then all of a sudden, right when we thought he wasn't, he was, and we're so wrapped up in that wasn't even the big thing. The big thing was Stu, like right there, his wingman, and that was awesome. And of course, like you said, with Mrs. Loomis. But I don't know, man. I think that's going to be possibly what's great about this movie. Possibly. I don't know what percentage I want to give, but I'm hoping that they try to use some of that type of DNA. Seriously. We'll see. Alrighty, guys. Well, hey, everyone here, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. As always, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps us out so very much. And make sure we've had the links in the chat a bunch of times for Fate's channel and also for Jake's channels. Make sure you guys are subscribed and following them there. Awesome content as always. And guys, any final thought? Jake, any final thought before we head on out?
This is just something I think I've been thinking all night, just haven't really had a chance to say, but Scream 6, still the greatest movie that's ever graced my eyes. Just want to throw that out there one more time.
God.
Why did Jake get canceled off the internet? It's shitty takes. He just has the worst fucking takes, man.
I love Scream 6. No, it's all good. Alrighty, guys. And Erica, thank you so much for putting the links in there too. Go ahead, Fate.
I do want to say one thing. I want to make a video about it because I want to spread awareness. I think we should talk about the Craven getting a shout out for the trivia.
That is true. That is
so
true.
I really want to make a video about it to share it. Go ahead, Jim.
To piggyback off of that, on the next Lethal Collective stream, which I fucked up and thought was tonight for me, but it's next week. So stop on by, everybody. We're doing Scream trivia in Craven's honor because he's part of the trivia thing or whatever for coining the Core 4 term.
Do you guys remember when he did that? We had a collective stream and he just out of nowhere just said, the Core 4. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Because I do. And I remember as soon as he said it, I was like, oh, that was really smooth.
It was on the
Steven.
collective channel.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I just thought he was so smooth with that. And I remember asking him about it. He's like, yeah, it just kind of came to me. And I was like, that's why you're the man. He's great. But yeah, no, that was definitely an amazing thing. So if you guys get a chance, check up IMDb. It's there. I even looked it up myself.
Yeah, I took a screenshot of it because I wanted to talk about it because it's awesome. You know what I mean?
It's
just that he's forever cemented now. You know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing. And it's unfortunate. I wish he was here to, see it and we could talk about it and be on the Lethal Collective, but I know he's smiling, he's smirking, he's like, haha.
He's got to be, man. He's got to be. And we even said, man, they got to give you credit for that. And classic Steven, he was like, that'd be great, but I'm not expecting it. And
I would have been taking out billboards and shit. I would have been like, fuck that, give me my credit.
Right. He took it in stride though, man. But he definitely, he was he was amazing. So and shout out to Carrie.
Shit.
Yeah, right. Jeez. Shout out to Carrie too, because Carrie passed that around to a lot of us on IG. And so thank you so much for that. There she is right there. She was watching 6 and went through the trivia and saw his name. It made me cry happy tears. Hell yeah. No doubt.
That's so wonderful.
No doubt about it. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate all of you guys so much. We will catch you guys next time. And as always, the collective has spoken. Peace.
Peace.